words.
Slightly, not by
Yeah.
much. I mean, y no era el intento. It just came out that way. For anybody just tuning um, in the beginning of the month, the United States had an election that was very heavy, to say the least. That's an understatement.
Mm-hmm.
Very heavy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, on the Wednesday morning, yo me levanté como a las 3:30 por ahí de la mañana, and I had this heavy feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And I went and looked at
Yeah.
um, my phone, good up the news. I saw the headlines, and then le dije a mi vieja, y le dije, hey, you know, he won. And she's like half asleep, and he's like, what are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, Trump won. And she just got really, really quiet. It's kind of in the sense when someone approaches you and says, hey, Manolo, your tia, she just passed away.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're kind of taken aback, kind of like, what do you mean? And for the rest of the day, it's not that I was in shock. I mean, I was, don't get me wrong. But it was this heavy feeling of, como te digo, like, estaba pesado. So the set that we kind of put it together was just not so much angst, because I mean we could have easily gone con like Canciones de Lo de Asfalto or whatever. I mean, so many bands and it would just be like up the system, right?
Mm-hmm.
This was different, you know. Anyways, guys, as usual, we are rambling here in Vecindad, but I want to explain the set that we're gonna have tonight is in direct response of 2 weeks ago, because we had taken that week off. I forgot. I think either I had something to do or one of us had something busy going on that week, so we didn't do the radio that week.
Yeah. Yeah. And I remember at the end of last week, you had mentioned something along the lines like, I think you said something like, hey, go with how you're feeling or something like,
it's I kind of said I think it's a heavy set, and I didn't mean like
1 minute
pesado in like the music I'm going. It's just a heavy set. It's a lot of the emotions that I'm carrying off this particular point in our lives.
And when I listened to your set, I think there was like some elements of it that I took from it that kind of sort of shaped what was bubbling underneath. And like with me, what I've been feeling has been a lot of major disappointment, a sense of impending heaviness, and a lot of terror to our communities, terror to my coworkers, recognizing that the imminent threat of families and communities being torn apart, and that really, really, really just brought up a lot of emotions. And so basically that was where I went with my set.
Yep. We thought before you came on, I was going down the set. Y le estaba diciendo, hey, I mean, look at just either the song titles or the lyrics, and that tells you everything. And we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it on the set, and we'll go from there. Yeah. Dang, dude. Maybe my tia did die.
What?
Start tearing up right now.
I'm bad.
Heavy. Well, te manda saludos, I'll do it on the air, dude. I'm talking to a couple homies right now. Minuto y medio.
Hey G, so have you updated the recordings online?
Some of them.
Okay.
On Spotify. All right.
Okay, cool.
Tuning on mics. Aquí tu amigo locutor, programador y muy bien desconocido Dr. G.
¿Y su cómplice, el chivo?
Y el Manolo Diabólico, aquí estamos.
Con un minuto
Bien.
y medio de silencio. Ya,
No
ok.
tengas
Mira,
miedo, no tengas miedo.
no, para nada más captar un poco lo que está hablando este Manolo. El set de esta noche va a ser heavy en unos sentidos, no totalmente de musicalmente, pero en el sentido de la vibra. The vibe tonight is going to be heavy. It's a direct reflection of what we woke up to the morning after the election here in the United States of Tus Américas, Manolo.
Yeah. You know, it is heavy. There's a lot of yes, there is some angst, there is all sorts of emotions, pero at the same time, we're going to take you to underground. I mean, especially towards the second half of the set, we're going to take you to like the basement. We're going to take you to that no-name restaurant on the side of the highway.
No, creo
We're
que
going to take you to
casi todo el set de esta noche, with the exception of unos 3 o 4 artistas de esta noche. Almost all of it is very, very underground. Pero aquí en mi vecindad, that's what we do.
Yeah.
Pero para seguir adelante, Dr. G te manda saludos a Arturo de Santa Cruz, dude. He said que he hit you up at university a couple weeks ago at the show.
Oh, hilarious.
Yeah. Te manda saludos, dude. Anyways, so Arturo, what's up, dude? I think you're going to enjoy the rest of the set. También igual, si Oscar se estás escuchando, the set's going to be kind of heavy. Don't get scared. It's
going to be awesome. You're going to love it.
We're going to start con, en la opinión mía, quizás el sencillo más, definitely one of the top 10 singles of this year en mi vecindad es una rola de Boom Boom Kid que salió a los principios de este año. Se llama Sole, de Boom Boom Kid.
Mi vecindad, MVNN, Diablo Visión.
This song, it's heavy. So we started with Amber, no, from Mexico,
yeah.
Right?
Oh, we should. When we come back, we'll talk about Amber. Yeah.
And the heaviness is different, right? It's different. But it's heavy there and it's dark there, right? The song, the lyrics. So when I listened to it, when you sent it to me, I looked up, and going back to Amba, I looked at what's going on with like the hardcore, the screamo in Latin America and Mexico back in the day, right?
Mm-hmm.
What was going on, and I discovered a couple things that me and and then also what's going on currently,
Mm-hmm.
right? Porque por ahí me fui yo, right? Y por eso escogí Amber. Y but I had chosen someone different. So as soon as you send me the list, like that same like moment, like couple hours later, ya tenía yo my
Oh,
picks,
sweet.
you know. And so I've had them there for a bit, and then so when Diabolico sent me his part,
There
and
was some overlap.
I was like, no intention. There was no intention. There was
Yeah.
just we were thinking the same. We were thinking exactly the same, literally.
Plus, the particular band that you guys are talking about is a band called Quiet Fear.
Hmm.
And then when you guys were like, I'm like, why not, dude? I mean, that's exactly how I feel. The songs are growth great. Why not? I mean, like, why are we arguing? Like,
And
made
then
sense to me, you know?
and then I'm listening to Boom Boom Kid Sole, and it yeah, it definitely carried me to like a weird place, you know.
I mean, well,
Um,
listen to the lyrics of this. Quizás por eso,
mhm.
quizás por esto.
Right.
Hablar de verdad, alguna gente le cae mal en un lugar opaco como este.
Yeah, and and
And it's haunting. And
it's
it's true. It's like when you hear certain people in our government talking nowadays, you're just going like,
the the weird thing about this song for me was definitely so first I listened to Boom Boom. So for me it was a Necro. Okay, it's
Yeah.
Necro singing.
Mhm.
Fucking A, it sounds really fucking good. You know, that keep coming to my mind. Fucking A, he sounds really good. And then all of a sudden I'm listening to the music, and I'm like, oh, he's like he's got like this organ, like this
Yeah,
triple,
go ahead.
like
It's
a toy P organ or something. Like
Mhm.
there's something weird about it, right? But it's blending so beautifully, right? Then I listened to the actual lyrics. That's when I went poof. I was like, what the heck
well,
is this?
I mean, Manolo, like minutos antes que like you joined, we were talking, and I mentioned to Dr. Kent that like Fun People, Boom Kid,
Mhm.
Necro has nothing to prove. I mean, he's got 30 plus years, una carrera. The hits are there.
Mhm.
But I'm going, if this guy can just release, this is his only single this year, one song, one single, that's it. But can you imagine if La Calidad de Rolas was one song like this a year?
Yeah, the way.
Wow. Yeah.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, you would like, I think that's even more impactful than you make an album of 15, 16, 17 songs and you have to dig through and find the couple.
Right.
Like,
Right.
putting on just a single with one song or two that are
Cuando
this damn important.
existe. I'm gonna get a cerveza because
Okay.
problema existe right here, right now.
Yeah. Anyways,
Where are these dudes from?
de
Peru?
Chile, de Chile. I played them
Oh,
a few times
Chile.
before.
Okay.
Enfermedades de transmisión sentimental.
Mm.
That's the name of the song. The band se llama Cuando el problema no existe. It's off a 4-way split vinyl
Oh
from
wow. Okay.
2023.
What are the
Um,
other bands?
Oh, I didn't put the notes, but you'll hear one or two coming up in the next coming months. Um,
Salud.
it's definitely I think the direction I went is like a lot of the songs aren't necessarily. Si escuchas esta rola, it's dare I say it's almost poppy,
Yeah.
But if you listen to the lyrics, it's the complete opposite. You know what I'm saying? Like, so kind of neat.
The way the playlist rides, very typical of mi vecindad, and it just works. That's the thing. It's like early. So not until we started the banter, Chivo, did I realize like why screamo, why hardcore, but why this variety of punk infused, or punks that are singing, right? And I appreciate what Diabolico said at the beginning. That's one of his favorite playlists, you know. And
It is. It is. You know what, the a lot of the music that.
Mike's.
Okay, talk later.
Eso fue cuando el problema no existe con la canción Enfermedades de Transmisión Sentimental. Es una banda buenísima de Chile. They have a four-way split vinyl EP from Joy Boy Records. Salieron como a mediados del año pasado. They do have a regular full length that hemos tocado aquí en mi vecindad. Antes de eso empezamos con Boom Kid, con la rola Sole Man. Estamos hablando afuera del aire. I mean, Boom Kid just wants to release one song a year for the rest of his life. If it's going to be this damn good, I'm cool with it, and I will buy each and every one. Pero empezamos el set con Amber desde México. A ver, Dr. G, tell me a little bit about them.
You know, it's one of the most modern, or I would say más recientes grupos que están tocando en esa escena de hardcore, en esa escena de screamo. Mexico's got some really good ones.
Oh, yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. Oof.
And we have some tonight. And y cuando I was looking at like what was going on with the scene, en particular estaba buscando lo que está pasando en otros países. Y para buscar más, I just started just like looking stuff up, right? Just hardcore latino, screamo, a ver qué salió. Y cuando salieron estos grupos, igual como me tropecé con el Diabólico, con su lista, con sus lo que escogió esta noche, it's just wow, this is representing. I'd love to think that seeing these bands like Ambar y que es Satón, is that the other one? That are coming out y mira, se miran muy bien, están muy bien vestidos por decir, y están representando. For me, that's really important in the music industry.
Yeah, dude.
I always have that in back of my mind. Like,
la buena cosa que la música subterránea, underground, de rock, is super alive and kicking. And it brings an old fart like me joy.
Yeah. Y eso fue Ámbar de México y luego, and then you go on with Sole con este Boom Boom Kid, and then, a ver, platícanos de la última.
El problema no existe. They're a young band, really young band de Chile. Empezaron durante el pandemia. They're just fun angst, you know, and I like them a lot. So we're going to keep going porque esta noche tenemos buena música. One of the bands que tengo años aquí tocando en mi vecindad, que son de Perú, es Ceci Monster versus Donka. Okay, estos cuates, el vocalista, spent some time here in the States. He mainly sings in English. Tienen rolas en español, pero they mainly sing in English, aunque están basados en Perú. Yeah. He reminds me a little bit sometimes vocally of Jawbreaker. So I've always been kind of like partial to it. Anyway, sacaron un nuevo disco hace un par de meses. And when I was thinking shock and anger, this song, the Ceci Monster versus Donka, fit the bill. La canción se llama Being Nice Will Murder You.
That's true.
I love it how all three of us said it at the same time.
Oh, I love the angst in the song. I mean, just the way he's screaming. When is fucking when? When is fucking when? That's his own way of saying enough is enough, And then he's screaming, doesn't even matter anyway.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
It's intense.
And it's short. Es como 1 minuto y like 30 segundos.
Right, yeah.
You know, it's over before you know it.
It's over.
It's over. Yeah. Okay, Cursi No Muere whipped out a banger of an EP this year. Um, I was almost gonna link you guys un set en vivo of Cursi No Muere playing in Buenos Aires. The set reminds me of an old Heaver or Caradura or La Plebe show where the crowd's just singing along. And at one point, it's a short set, 15 minutos. At one point, they're tuning the instruments, and the bassist starts playing Brick by Brick from Fun People.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole crowd starts singing along. And then the band starts singing along to it. And it was just beautiful. You know. And it goes full circle back to like what Fun People has done to scenes like this a un nivel mundialmente. You know?
That's how impactful I think Boom Boom has been in Fun
Oh, yeah.
People. You know?
I'll share you the live video of these band. It's a short one. It's como Cursi No Muere. It's a whole show. Not even 20 minutes. It's in the middle of their set. They do exactly what I'm telling you. And it's just, you can see the like, wow, okay. Wow. You know?
What's you were talking about like bumping into Oscar and talking about Fun People and talking about the shows and talking about
what Manolo wasn't here to talk about it.
Yeah.
I got a new coworker at work, and he's one of the guys that used to be friends.
Mix.
Eso fue Cursi No Muere. La canción se llama Canciones Tristes del disco. Canciones Tristes, que apenas acaban de salir. Bueno, salió el diciembre del año pasado, but I'm going to call that as a new release for this year. Cursi No Muere tiene like over 10 years of doing amazing hardcore in Buenos Aires. Just amazing stuff. Antes de eso, escuchamos a Ceci Monster versus Donka con la canción Being Nice Will Murder You de su nuevo disco Delilah, que apenas acaba de salir en julio o agosto por ahí. Y ellos son de Perú. Just good angst. Good stuff. Bueno, estaba hablando fuera del aire. Me topé con an old head that I know. Se llama Oscar. And he used to hang out with some friends that we all knew. And he was reminding me of going to our houses and seeing the shows. You know,
Nice.
back from like 97, 96, por ahí. And I was like, damn,
Okay.
you know, ya estamos rucos. We're old, you know. But it was pretty damn amazing. You know, it was good reliving in fact, he's texting me right now. He's like, ¿por qué no tocan Revolución X, way?
Damn.
Okay, maybe we'll do it soon, way. We'll do it soon. That's going old school. Okay.
That is hella old school.
Pero estaba hablando afuera del aire sobre Cursi No Muere, and tienen a YouTube video where they're playing un show in Buenos Aires, and it's an intimate show, but it's going off the hook. The crowd's singing, everything like that, and they stop to tune their instruments. Y el bajista starts playing the notes for Brick by Brick from Fun People, and everyone in the audience starts singing along. Espero que no te haya ido así desde el comienzo y espero que. I mean, it just starts like chorus and it starts getting louder and louder, and then the band starts singing, and they do the whole song a cappella.
Nice.
And then I just started thinking, el impacto de Fun People a un nivel mundial is still. I mean, we're talking about este video le miré este año, 2024, over a song that's almost 25 years old. You know, so watch it.
25.
Yeah, Brick by Brick was off one of their last albums. They were at our house when they recorded with Steve Albini, so it's even older than 25 years.
No, yeah, it has to be.
Tiene que ser como 97, 98.
Yeah, that's like
Fue del disco Arte de Romance. So whatever year that came
Oh
out.
wow.
Yeah. So what, 90, maybe 98?
Yeah.
So watch out, dude, trip on that. Okay. So let's keep it going.
A
Okay.
ver, síguele,
This
síguele.
next band, they used to be called, back in the day, they were called Invierno. But there's so many bands que estaban Invierno. So they just went off Santiago porque son de Santiago, Chile.
Right.
Okay. Manolo, I did not send you any cliff notes to this song.
Oh,
But
this is an awesome song, dude.
okay.
You know what's funny is this has kind of been in the queue for a while.
Oh, has it?
Which I'm glad
Okay.
we're playing it.
Okay. I went and I forwarded this song to Joe Clements.
Mm.
And then he comes back, he's all, and it's been a long time since I talked to Joe Clements. And he comes back, he's all, who is this? And I'm like, homie, how many Mexicans do you know? And then he started laughing. And I'm like, I go, dude, I listened to the song and it reminded me of one of your bands, Crucial Unicorn, but in Spanish. And I go, to me, when I hear the song, I see you singing it in Spanish. It sounds like, re-listen to the song right now, Manolo. Close your eyes, transport yourself back to the blue, circa 2005, and the guitar work is like from Ty and Schnaz's work, and vocally it sounds like Joe Clements from Fury 66, Crucial Unicorn, all that. So check it out. Este grupo se llama Invierno Santiago, desde Chile, con la canción Reciprocidad.
Mi vecindad, VMN, Diablovisión. Agui manda saludos de parte de Motita.
Órale.
Motita, ¿qué onda?
Listen to the vocals to the song, dude.
Si quieren escuchar la música, you gotta follow the links to Live 365. Download the app or just the link. You could hear the music a little better.
You know what? Then I forwarded it to Felix, and I go, "Hey man, who does this sound like?" He's all, "Dude, it sounds like the Uni." And I go, "Right? It sounds like because he played with Joe for a number of years after the Heavers." He's all like, "Dude, that's scary. It sounds like Joe learned Spanish."
Like, wow. Yeah, I love the vocals of this band.
Isn't it? It's now go listen to Crucial Unicorn, and you're gonna be like, you're gonna trip out, dude. You'll be like, "Oh dang, it sounds almost the same."
Yeah. No, como volvemos al tema, ¿no? Siempre nos captivamos entre nosotros con la música que tocamos aquí en mi vecindad. Y pues no hemos dejado de existir en ese sentido con la música. Because that's one thing that we always did, and Chivo and Diabolico always really, really, really good about, is looking for good music, looking for what's out there, what's next, what's happening, and following up con los grupos que nos encantan.
We're still blessed, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, like, por la pinche edad que tenemos, and to still be like, honestly,
music.
In love con la música. Right, Manolo? Because I remember like sucking you back into the radio, I don't know, about 4 years ago. And yeah, you were listening to music, but you definitely were listening to this, you know? And didn't it rekindle your passion?
It did. It did.
Like 20 years ago. Like, it's like, all right, you know, the world isn't so bad, you know?
Yeah, and you know what's funny? This set list, I think that's why I really, really, really love this set list, is that it takes me back to what we were listening to like in the late 90s, the whole emo hardcore scene. And it's like, if you would have been frozen in time and you woke up and listened to this set list playlist tonight, wouldn't have skipped a beat, man.
No.
It just picks up from there.
Yeah. Yeah, the song's a really great song. Too bad it's I discovered it and it's a little bit too late to it would have been song of the year for a couple years ago. Like, so it doesn't qualify for this year, bro. I can't even justify that one.
You're I think you're feeding on like this one's better. No, this is good.
They're all good. Oh, there's so many, and there's still great songs coming up.
And
Yeah.
you're already like considering 2 shows, 2 hours each.
I know.
You know?
I know. Especially this weekend, he sent that text and he's
Yeah.
like, "How many songs you got? I got these many songs, and this is what I'm thinking."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Shit, bro! I haven't even started working on it.
Well,
I got
you
an
know why?
idea."
You know what I did it because then that way I can at least alleviate some pressure from you. If I throw some of these songs, and a few of them will be overlapping songs that
Yeah.
you're at least considering,
Mhm.
at least it would be able to like help you eliminate,
Yeah.
you know, and curate your set to be a more well-rounded set to complement. You know,
What's up with
Yeah.
Warren.
I really
Warren.
like this song, man.
Okay, Warren made. Okay, remember before you came on, Ola, I told G that there's a couple songs on this set and on my end of the year set that reminded of some of the songs that we did in 2021 and 2022. Like I think Warren made the list a few years ago. So some of these bands are coming out with new albums. It's been 2 years, 3 years, and they have new albums. Warren is one of them.
Mhm.
They fall in the same vein as Cuando Existe, stuff like that. But they do venture
Because
into
you know
a
what?
song like this.
Yeah, I was gonna. Sorry for interrupting, but
No.
I get caught up with my notes, right? And in my notes, I remember listening to a song, and I kept listening, and there's some element of math in there, right? That I think that's the captivating part.
To me, you know what it reminds me of? A very mathy, eclectic, trippy Soda Stereo.
Oh,
Like instead of going into the funk
Mhm.
alternative, they
Mhm.
went into the more math, rage
right.
a little bit, but it's still very alternative. You know what I'm saying?
I
Like,
love how it starts because you think you're going into this like light, beautiful, airy song, and it kind of sort of leads you there, but then it turns, and then it just fucking takes you on a roller coaster
Yeah.
after that.
well, I specifically picked this song because, como te dije, esa mañana que me levanté a las 3:30 and I heard it.
Mhm.
Esta canción se llama Calles Calladas. I swear, everything was quiet when that news hit. I couldn't hear cars go by my house. I didn't hear anything. It was so quiet.
Yeah.
It's that kind of awakening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So, speaking of the quiet, that's one of the reasons why I'm fucking angry. That's some of the anger that I'm holding is going back 4 years ago when Trump lost the election, contesting everything.
Oh yeah,
And
everything was
all
perfect.
of a sudden, it's not so much on yeah, it's like there's not even a peep of election fraud.
No,
It's like
they're
there's no
saying
conversations on that.
it was perfect.
But what pisses me off is the way fucking Democrats just fucking bow down and just
Turning on mics. turn it
okay.
Esa canción, Calles Calladas, del grupo Warren, fue en Buenos Aires, Argentina, del disco ¿Qué se siente estar mejor? Que salió el año pasado. Warren's been around for a few years. Really good, artsy, alternativo with a lot of angst. Yeah. Antes de eso, Invierno Santiago, which totally reminds me of Crucial Unicorn. from our area that are just in Castellano. Anyways, that was my set list for how I've been feeling the last couple of weeks after our election here in Tus Americas. Yeah, I don't know where to go except I know Manolo is probably even more upset because he's coming in hard with the next song.
Yeah. So before I go into my set, I just want to say that if anybody liked that song Reciprocidad de Invierno Santiago, definitely check out their music. They're amazing.
Oh,
This
they're beyond amazing.
yeah,
And they're a hard band to look up to because originalmente se llamaban Invierno,
right.
but there's so many different bands que son Invierno to where
Hmm.
they had to add Santiago porque son de Santiago, Chile.
Yeah.
So depending on whether you go to iTunes, Spotify, or Bandcamp, you might have to put in both because tienen más de 10 años tocando. Van por casi
Hmm.
12 o 13. So tiene un
Yeah.
catálogo, you know. Um,
And it's
and
good.
it's good, very good, very good.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely if you guys want to check out their stuff, they have a lot of amazing stuff. So at the end of last week, al fin de la semana pasada, el Chivo dijo que tenía un set that, and he said, just listen to it and go with what you're feeling. And that's exactly what I did because definitely when I listened to his playlist, he changed it a little bit, but it pretty much stayed the core the same. The sentiment was there. Like when I listened to his playlist, I definitely picked up on the angst and it brought up a lot of what was going on internally with me. Um, at the beginning of the show tuvimos una conversación de los sentimientos que hemos estado tenido. And for me, a lot of what's been coming up for me lately is working. I work with an organization that supports illegal immigrants with legal services. So a lot of the conversations that I've been around in is how to support undocumented immigrants with the impending mass deportations that we keep hearing about. So, and how that's going to affect families, communities, colleagues, friends in the workplace. So it's definitely very very real. So my playlist, I took all of that and the angst that I picked up in Hector's playlist, I just brought it front and center and just dialed it up. So vamos a empezar con Viva Belgrado, con la canción Herida
Yeah.
del álbum Ulises. It's my personal favorite album de Viva Belgrado. I think because sentimentally, that's the one that I first gravitated
Y
towards, and it
los que
just blew
son
me away.
nuevos aquí a mi vecindad, en la opinión aquí de nosotros tres, Viva el Belgrado los últimos 10 años es una de las bandotas de la escena hardcore en castellano a un nivel that is um, it's just wow.
Yeah.
It's just
They're
wow. I mean,
virtuosos,
yeah,
virtuosos.
yeah. Viva el Belgrado van por casi cerca de 15 años a un nivel just blowing doors. Y esta canción que sigue, Herida. Why Herida? Because I mean, they have so many good songs on. I mean, I can
This
guess, but
this song just from the first note, it just hits you, and it has a lot of energy and a lot of angst, and it's beautiful. It's it's essentially what sets the tone for the rest of the set.
Ándale, Jesus. He goes, he agrees. Oh, yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to argue with Villa Belgrado. I mean, they are just, they are something special. Um, anyways, Arturo, if you're listening to it, definitivamente pick up Villa Belgrado, este disco Ulises. It'll remind you of the stuff that you, me, and Manolo tried doing when we tried jamming like 30 years ago. Like, I think we wanted to create stuff like this and we just couldn't do it. Anyways,
In our minds.
in our minds. Vamos a seguir con Vía Belgrado, la canción Herida, mi vecindad.
I just wonder what was in your body that you were creating that in your minds.
Oh yeah.
At
No,
the-
honestly, if we would have heard Via Belgrado
Yeah.
in 1995, 94, when we were trying to jam out,
Oh man. Yeah.
that would have been what I would have wanted to try to carbon copy.
Yeah.
I mean, can you imagine seeing Via Belgrado playing at the Rocola
Hmm.
in '95
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
Lodo as main support?
Hmm.
Yeah. Cause we listened to Moss Icon, pero they were, I think they had just broken up or something.
They had way broken up. Yeah.
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 And it's like one of those things where you're like, what the fuck? This amazing band just fucking broke up like
Mm.
2 months ago.
There's an intensity that I always feel with Viva Belgrado. Y esa intensidad that que te, que, que te llena, but in a good way. It's
The
like,
the beautiful thing that maybe people can disagree with is the new music que han sacado Vía Alvarado en los últimos, ponle 3 años,
mhm,
has gone up to a whole nother level of art. They've lost the
Mhm.
intensity, but they're definitely even more artistic than they've ever been before.
Yeah. Interesting journeys. Two of our favorite bands, Viva Belgrado and Biznaga. Just being on this journey with them
mhm.
is
Oh,
awesome.
oh yeah. I mean, it's like saying El mató a un policía motorizado or Triángulo 15, 20 years ago, seeing,
Mhm.
the trajectory. In the last 10 years, it's definitely been Villa Belgrado y Biznaga. Though I will have to admit that Biznaga, I was
You're on
wrong.
their nuts so hard.
No,
You're on their nuts so hard right now, dude.
they're still damn punk rock, dude. They're still damn. Yeah, I'm a super
Uh,
fanboy. El
yeah.
nuevo disco de Biznaga
I
is
love it.
wow. It es una joya de música alternativa, and I can
Yep.
argue with you if it's a punk rock album, and I'm going to argue that it is. A lot of people are going to argue that it's not, but yeah. Now
Dude.
Saton. I mean, come on, dude.
Oh,
Like
No
dude.
one
the
argues.
the
This
hummingbird on
album
fire.
is brutal.
Heavy.
This
It's heavy.
album
It's
is
heavy.
so brutal and awesome. So yeah, I've played Saton before. They're amazing. This album is getting so much hype right now. It's Blini, el baterista de El Shirota. This is his other band. This is what he does when he needs to even go deeper, man.
El Chirota's already pretty
It,
deep.
okay, El Chirota is badass.
Yeah.
Okay, El
Yeah.
Chirota
Yeah.
de Mexico they're intense. I mean, they've gotten a bit more artsy, but you got to admit when El Chirota first came out, they were more like Saton.
Mhm.
Okay, they were definitely more like spastic, crazy hardcore, kind of like Antioch Arrow. They
I-
matured and got into a different sound. I think it's refreshingly beautiful
Mhm.
when integrantes from a band like El Chirota can do what they're doing and then go revisit and polish up where they've been as a
Mhm.
different project. And I think that's in a weird way like almost jealous from an artistic standpoint, because it's beautiful to grow with your band,
Mhm.
but it's always wonderful to go back and revisit what you did and make it sound even better because your new band or
Yeah.
your old bands. You catch what I'm saying? Like, yeah,
Yeah.
Chirota's big now, dude. They got to do what they got to do,
Yeah.
But,
But
you
what's
know,
what's awesome about this band is definitely they stayed true to their sound. In the one area where they did add elements, which I think only adds to the intensity of their music, is that they added some math elements to it.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because it's not all the same members. So you're going to have people that are like, yeah.
They bring in the different flavors.
Yeah.
Like band Biznaga.
Yep. I was just thinking that, bro.
Just like that, right? It's like no, and backing you up, man, backing you up. It's a beautiful thing que tenemos a grupos como Biznaga, Viva Belgrado, Saton, and el Shirota, to just name a few, literally, of la música que nos encanta aquí en mi vecindad. Y no se diga de los otros grupos bastantes que están allá afuera, alternativos, de ska.
Yeah,
¿no?
because normally aquí en mi vecindad we're a bit más fresa. I was just angry. I was
But you
hurt.
know, but you
I
know,
was in
but you
shock.
know what, but you know what that means? That means that because the music is kind of a reflection of what's going on with us, and I feel like, maturing, settling down, having joy and happiness in our life, it's reflected in some of the playlists, but at the same time, dude, we come from the fucking streets, from the
Oh, yeah.
fucking basements, from
Somos de rancho.
fucking
Somos de rancho. We've been like,
we're kids of trauma a la misma
I
vez.
was estaba hablando con Oscar, and I was sharing a couple of G stories.
Yeah.
Um,
Turn it on mics, turn it on mics.
all right, I just gotta say this, Manolo. Escogiste a Satón y Vía Belgrado,
Mhm.
and just listen to the song titles. Herida, and then
Yeah.
Mientes.
Mientes. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, because that's el título de la canción names some of what I was feeling, like I'm hurt. We're hurt right now, and also lies. We've been hearing a bunch of lies um to get elected. So,
But
yeah,
is it
exactly.
that, or is it people that are just like going with it? Like, let me I read, and I'm probably gonna
Well, well, well,
butcher.
well
I'm gonna butcher
let,
this.
let, let's let's just pause it really fast, and,
Okay.
and let me just so acabamos de escuchar a Satón con la canción Mientes del álbum A la espera del momento, que salió octubre de 2023. So it does
It might make our,
qualify.
yeah. Okay.
Oh no, it's making it. It's made it. So, Satón es un trío formado en Satélite, la misma ciudad donde se formó el Shirota del Estado de México.
And he's so fans del
Um,
Chirota. If you guys have been listening to Vecindad in the last few
ujú.
years, the Chirota de Mexico is badass.
Lini, Gabriel Mendoza, el baterista de esta banda Satón, también es el baterista de El Shirota. Melodic, hardcore, screamo with a little bit of math rock. It's
Almost
gorgeous.
black metal at sometimes, yeah.
I definitely am. So, what's interesting about your playlist, Hector, is that it when I created this playlist, it just like rekindled how much I love this style of music.
Yeah.
And a couple of the bands that we're going to listen shortly, songs from this year. And I'm listening to the material that they've put out this year, and I'm just like, wow, this this style is definitely going to be on the best of 2024 just because
Okay.
it kicks
All right,
ass.
good. Now let me interrupt you a little bit. Este our friend Arturo sent me a message right now. He's all badass set, cabrones. You guys are bringing back so many memories.
Uh-huh.
And then he goes, "Hey, whatever happened to Manolo, Manny?" And I'm like, I go, boy, he's on here. And he sends us laughing emojis. All pinche Manolo no se escucha igual, güey. Manolo el travieso, where is he at?
You know what? I don't think you spoke much back then. You were just like,
Just a man of action, dude.
Just man of action.
You were like,
Kool-Aid.
you didn't talk much, so he doesn't know your voice.
Yeah. He's just like, yeah, just mendiga. Anyways, we still got a lot tonight. A ver, Manolo, where else are you going to take
All
us?
right, so empezamos en Córdoba con Viva Belgrado y luego nos fuimos a México. Ahora nos vamos a New Jersey. So la siguiente banda que vamos a
Okay.
la siguiente banda que vamos a escuchar, Mazanera. Esta canción es I Point to the River, un split álbum que hicieron con la banda que sigue, Quiet Fear, titulado Cuatro vientos, cinco soles, que salió este año. Screamo, hardcore, cantan en inglés y en español, and these
You make it
dudes.
sound like a bad thing, bro.
No. It's awesome. Where I was gonna lead to is son descendientes de Chile. So they got
Okay.
roots. They got roots in Chile. So this is an awesome band. I've played them before. Definitely,
And I don't
definitely.
know if you guys have been listening to Mi Vecindad in the last couple of years. Definitivamente lo que es Chile y lo que es Peru,
Pero,
they might also be the Midwest emo kings again. Because almost
Mhm.
cada grupo that sounds like old school, really good emo from like Indian Summer type stuff de los noventas is coming out of Peru and Chile. Like straight up. They're just amazing.
So check out this fun fact. One of the major influences for este álbum is Luz Devora de la banda Juliet, which happened to be Blini's first band.
Okay.
It's
wait,
all connected, bro.
Yeah. All right. You did some research.
yeah.
Okay, so vamos a
No,
seguir.
I thought that was awesome.
Yeah, well, you're Manolo, dude. Diabólico. I point to the river, Mazanera. Mi vecindad.
This song kind of reminds me of when I first heard the song. I was like, "Is this two fucking songs?" It kind of reminded me of that Moss Icon album where
Yeah.
they forgot to cut the first 3 tracks.
Well, the funny thing is, todos somos descendientes de Chile.
I saw that.
Man, I forgot what I was going to say. Okay, so when I'm trying to put together my best of, and
Are you changing it? Do you keep?
I might have to, because see, I thought Manolo.
Yeah.
I had, for some reason, my gut told me that like, no, este way is gonna go bien fresa this year. A lot of the stuff he's been playing this year has been like, either really dance goth or like
Dark.
or super alternative. So I'm going, okay, so he might go in this direction. Maybe try to counterbalance it, and I'll go in this other direction. But now I'm getting scared that I'm just going to go super heavy and dark, and I'm going like, okay, well, maybe I got to switch it up now.
So when I saw the playlist and I saw the name of the band, Masa, I'm like, I remember Manolo saying Masa
all the time. He says Masa nowadays, still not as much as he used to, but like.
Yeah, I remember that expression. Aquí en Mi Vecindad, a través de MVMN Radio, Mi Vecindad, My Neighborhood, a través de Live 365, pueden conectarse para escuchar la música sin el banter in between. Obviamente en vivo no podemos tocar la música muy bien porque nos toman. De hecho, Facebook knocked us, they muted us a couple times today.
Already?
Music, because of the music I was playing in the underground of the presentation.
Oh, it might have been our social commentary.
That I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
So the billionaires are fucking.
Let me go get my bag of backdrop, and I'm sure we're gonna be fine after that, dude.
We're fine, I mean, I'm not too worried, but anyhow.
Dude,
but
madre. You guys seen that?
Mazanera.
Mazanera, yeah.
Hey, what does Mazanera mean?
I think it's
a play on words.
I think it's is it like a style of wine?
I have no idea. You say?
Is it coming from El Chile?
I think it's coming out of El Chile.
You got problems if it's coming out of the Chile that way, man. It's got problems. Let me Mazanera.
I love this part right here, dude.
Oh, yeah.
I love this part right here.
Yeah, and I think that it did bring me that, like, a little bit of that math feel with some of the bands tonight,
Hey, what are you going to close the set with, G?
It didn't show up?
Mm.
No.
Mm.
It's from. I got it from.
So I love being surprised. Half the time when you surprise me, I'm always
You know what?
it's
I
always pretty pleasant.
realized that.
Did
As long as you remember.
yeah.
No, I
Does it,
just realized.
anybody see the commentary that the Two Live Crew singer or rapper Luke did about a week ago?
No.
Did you see it, Manolo?
I think I came across something that he said.
Yeah. He basically said, to sum it up, he goes, "My Latino brothers,
Oh yeah, I do remember.
I
That.
will not be joining you on any marches from here on out." You know, kind
Yeah,
of basically he said, like, he's always,
supported.
went and helped protest the Latinos and blah blah. He's up, but he's very disillusioned with the Latino brothers right now. And he's
Hmm.
like, so when the protest, he goes, "I will not have your back." You know, um, and he was being very serious. And he goes, "Now my Latina sisters, you guys are all good. You guys are good. You guys are fine. Dude. But my brothers, you guys let me down." And that was some heavy,
Yeah.
heavy, real stuff. You know, coming
Yeah.
from not even a very political guy. You know, um, but kind of saying like, yeah, you know, I thought that was kind of. I was just like, well, okay, I get it. He's kind of saying like, you wait and see, guys. Shit's gonna hit the fan. Then everybody's gonna be protesting because I'm not backing you up
Hmm.
now.
Yeah.
You guys wanted this. You know,
La cagaron.
like I got, like
Yeah, because they think they're only going to go after the undocumented. They're going to
yeah,
racially target and
yeah,
profile any dark skinned
yeah,
motherfucker.
yeah, yeah,
Quiet Fear. This is donde nos topamos tú y yo.
yeah.
Yeah,
Bólico.
dude, they're fucking amazing, dude.
Well, when
These
I
guys
was
are badass.
yeah, when I was looking for Me encanta I apologize for not giving you guys the song. I thought it was on there, and I assumed you guys listened to the last song of the night. Um, a veces me encuentro con la propuesta de tocar una canción al último de un grupo dentro del género del playlist de esa noche, de los ayeres.
Y siempre un homenaje a
Yeah, a band that
yeah.
was around back in the day, right? And but then I want to open with something igual, no con el mismo sentido del género de la noche, el sonido de la noche, no. También a veces just the feel of the night, right? Y me topé con Quiet Fear, you know. And like I said, I had finished my set like soon after you sent it to me, Chivo. And Diabolico
I was
sends it.
totally okay with opening and closing Quiet Fear. I was like, yeah, dude, let it roll, dude. Like,
Yes.
I mean, Quiet Fear, si miras la portada de esta, it totally reminds me of, I mean, tienes el imagen de
Emiliano.
Zapata.
Zapata, right?
Yeah.
It reminds me of Revolución X
Revolución.
from back over 30 years ago.
Revolución Emiliano Zapata. Yeah.
When we were fans of punk indígena de Mexico, going down with the Zapatistas, and it's coming full circle again with a whole different new scene. And I'm glad it's still alive. I'm glad that kids that could honestly be our daughters and sons are doing this. It gives me some kind of semblance of hope that the scene is not dead yet.
Yeah,
It's not.
Yeah, y por eso te digo, it was a nice, a nice coincidence that we both picked this band.
Yeah, these guys are Chicanx power, man.
Where are they based?
So they're from LA. They grew up in
Right.
Boyle Heights,
Mm-hmm.
but check this out. They're Salvadorian descendant, but they identify a lot with Chicanos.
Well, I mean,
And Mike, turn it on,
I,
Mike.
Acabamos de escuchar a Quiet Fear con la canción Nubes del álbum Hasta la muerte si es preciso, que salió en 2021. Son 4 muchachos de Los Ángeles que crecieron en Boyle Heights, East LA, y me encanta cómo se describen chaotic sounds that represent the eyes of a Chicano, personal conflicts and common societal struggles seen through daily life, mental health, police brutality. Pretty fucking awesome band, man.
it's sad que estamos en 2024 and life hasn't changed por nuestra raza in the last 30 years much.
The last 40 years.
Well, I'm going back 30 years when we were kids and we were in high school and we were getting out of high school and we were looking at, I mean, Dr. He is from East LA.
Yeah,
You grew up in the projects.
Yeah.
So estas dos bandas que acabamos de escuchar, Mazanera y Quiet Fear, acaban de sacar un split album que salió este año.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll be hearing them very soon.
Hint. Manuel's already hinting for best of.
Está pasando.
Bueno, muchachos, I mean, estamos aquí usually los jueves, a veces los miércoles en vivo, aquí en MBMN, mi vecindad. You could always check us out. Depende cuando Dr. G put the podcast up on Spotify. Sometimes they're late, sometimes they're not. But
There's a bunch there. There's
a bunch there. Yeah. So if you like what you hear this night, it's different every week. I mean, we're not always heavy. We're not always fresa. Aquí en mi vecindad, we do what we want to do. We don't care.
When we do decide to go heavy or we do decide to go fresa, we do it up.
Yeah.
Right. Con crema. Le echamos crema a las fresas.
Anyways, muchachos. So, Dr. Hey, you're going to piece us out tonight?
Yeah. Spotify, Mi Vecindad. Apple, Mi Vecindad. Radio, Mi Vecindad. Just look at Mi Vecindad. The music streams y sale,
And we still have una entrevista con Sgt. Papers that we've been promising, and that hasn't been come out. So maybe next week for I don't know if we're taking next week off. I don't know. Are we?
Yeah, we don't know.
Yes. Yeah, we are. I'll take next week to finish that.
Okay.
Okay. So you'll put it on for next week to go live?
No. Well, I'll clean it up and send it to G, and then G will do his thing.
No, but are we going to do a radio show next week, or we're not?
We could. No? Okay.
I think it's going to be too busy for me.
I can do Wednesday. I definitely don't. I don't think I can do
Thursday.
Thursday.
We play it by ear, and if we get on, we get on.
Okay.
Let's do
I'm okay with that. I got nothing better going on a Wednesday night.
Yeah. I agree. Me neither.
just send la rolas over anyways, Manolo, just in case.
Yeah.
Dude,
okay.
Do a mini best of from
okay.
2020.
What's coming? Entonces, como comenté hace rato, la playlist ya la tenía y me empecé a buscar qué está pasando con la música, qué pasó con el movimiento Screamo desde el principio de lo que se considera Screamo, right? Because, part of that evolution came after a certain type of punk, right?
Yeah.
And then so
what the kids are calling scrams now.
It's on evolution like number 4 now, dude. Yeah.
So the Screamo evolution, después del hardcore, después del punk, me dio a pensar bien, well, what was going on in other countries that we play music from? Y en especial Sudamérica, y me topé con este grupo que se llama Una Temporada en el Infierno. They started before 2000, okay?
All right, okay.
They were active from 2001 to 2003, and they only recorded a demo. They were so instrumental in what is now considered Chile's revolution of Screamo, and in essence, ese tipo de protesta, because we're talking about what's going on tonight. We're talking about las emociones,
you got me intrigued, bro.
Right.
Where did you get the demo?
and I got it on Bandcamp, you know, and that's why you guys didn't get it
I'm going to Bandcamp right now.
Dude,
because
that looks like something out of Ebullition, just
Yeah,
by the cover.
totally. Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
what happened is this: they got picked up by this demo got picked up and re-released, if I'm not mistaken, by a European company. I don't have that in my notes, but yeah, it's a European company that re-released them. Anyhow, para hacer lo que hicieron en esos entonces, back in they started in the late 90s and actually were active from 2001 and 2003, and that's it. That's all they did. It reminds me and it brings back memories of a band you mentioned earlier, Chivo, and that was Lodo y Asfalto. It's like that intensity, that quickness, that release of that intense album, right? And then they existed more than 3 years, pero that presence that made a difference in that hardcore Latino in the United States. For me, I think Lo de Asfalto was one of them. Se puede decir que de Chicago también Los Crudos, pero aquí en California creo que fue
Lo de
Lo
Asfalto.
de Asfalto. Bueno, terminamos esta noche con este tema, Guerras, del demo de Un tiempo en el infierno directamente desde Chile.
Wow, man, I can't find the demo now. I'm like hurting. No way. Anyways, hasta la próxima semana, muchachos. Agur.
Okay, buenas noches, raza. Se cuidan. Before we go off the air, I want to send a big felicidades to Gabriel Bolillo. Feliz cumpleaños. Big
Did he hit the
5-0.
big 5-0?
No,
Por fin, güey. Woo.
saludos, un abrazo, hermano Pabolillo. Nos despedimos. Mi vecindad.
That's right. He was always a couple years younger than us.
It's hard to tell because we were always like
We were always together.
same thing at the same time. So it does sound like a demo, but
I can't find it on Bandcamp. I want it now, dude.
that style of music.
Send it to me.
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
I always love obscure demos like this, dude.
Yeah, just send it in the text thread. I want to listen to it too.
The style of guitar, and it totally reminds me of the beginnings of, like you were saying, Peru, Chile, of when it was coming up. This band was
totally.
one,
The vocals kind of reminded me of Indian Summer a bit.
Yep.
Yeah,
totally.
Y otra cosa que pasó esta noche con este playlist que me encanta es no nos limitamos, pero a la vez la realidad que nos encanta, ¿no? Todo lo que es la música alternativa en español. Pero hay que ser honestos y la representación del hardcore at any level, whether it's punk, screamo, or whatever, tiene que tener su espacio, and I think that's part of that the need for us to.
There's always going to be a space for hardcore, whether it be in the scene or in the arts, going like Penelope Spheres when she did Suburbia, and brought it like the reality of hardcore to the arts, and hardcore is always going to be there. It has been there. If you think about it, hardcore tiene más de 40 años. It was there before we even started listening to it, and it's still, I mean, look at Jello Biafra. Jello Biafra ya está más ruco que las montañas, the angst. I mean, I'm surprised he no tenía un infarto after the election.
Dude, speaking of Jello Biafra, I saw this hilarious reel, basically where he's like, the yuppies took over, man. I guess he wakes up being frozen or something, and he's just walking around and realizes that the fucking yuppies have taken over.
Yeah, I can see that. He's like, I've been telling you guys. I was telling you guys in '92 this was gonna happen.
That's funny, man.
Oh,
The conversations with him are trip.
yeah. Scary. Anyways, muchachos, Manolo, just send something. If we jump
Okay.
on,
Yeah.
it doesn't even have to be something important. It could be something
Okay.
rehashed. Because even if
Okay.
it's just me and G jumping on Wednesday just
Cool.
for giggles,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
We're
something
gonna-
that I don't
I
have
think-
to do homework for.
Right.
Put it that
Yeah.
way. Okay.
I'll send something you guys are already familiar with.
Yeah, and then we'll just go from there. Okay. Just
Bueno,
in case. And if we don't do it, we don't do it. Okay.
yeah, no worries. Estamos en contacto con todos ustedes a través de Live 365 MBMN aquí en el Face cuando no nos tumban. Buenas noches.